Alright guys, in development since 2013, Wars of the Gods is one of the biggest overhaul mods ever made for Total War Rome 2. It adds more than 345 playable factions, 1,500 new units, smarter AI, and a huge set of submods to customize your campaign. Where Dividend Impera focuses on slow, historical immersion, Wars of the Gods goes the other way, fast-paced, massive in scale, and built around conquest. To me, it feels like a vanilla plus to Rome 2 and more like a true successor to the original Rome Total War. So in today's video, I'll go through everything you need to know about this mod and why you need to try it out next. Now, before we dive straight in, if you don't own Total War Rome 2, you can pick up the game and its DLCs with a massive 88% off on Instant Gaming, a reputable game key reseller that I've been using for a little while now. They have a great roster of games on sale like Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, Crusader Kings 3 Chapter 4, or even the entire Total War catalog, all with big discounts. So if you're thinking about buying, make sure to click the link below to get your games for cheap and support the channel at the same time. Now let's get back to the video. When it comes to the campaign, Wars of the Gods is absolutely massive in scope. Every single faction across the base game and all the DLC campaigns has been fully unlocked. That's over 345 playable factions with unique traits and victory conditions and unit rosters. Whether you want to lead Rome, a tiny Gallic tribe, or a forgotten minor kingdom, the choice is totally yours. This in itself already makes the campaign feel like a playground of endless possibilities, and unlike many mods that unlock factions but leave them bare bones, Wars of the Gods gives each of them a reason to exist with proper rosters, traits, and balance. And the scale doesn't stop there either. Over 1,500 units, like I said, have been added across all of these factions, including unique auxiliary and area of recruitment troops. Rome specifically has been completely overhauled, of course, with a full roster that evolves as your empire expands. You'll notice the care that's gone into these additions, not just in variety, but also in visuals too. Each faction's units, character cards, and even the UI have been reskinned to feel distinct. The campaign maps and menus and screens and panels no longer feel generic. There is a strong sense of identity depending on who you're playing as well. Another defining feature of Wars of the Gods is its flexibility. The mod has an entire library of submods designed to tailor the experience depending on your playstyle. Want an aggressive AI that invades with fully stacked armies straight away? There is a submod for that. Prefer slower building and research to make progress feel more earned? You can add that too. There are population mechanics, harsher economies, even total slaughter modes that make wars more punishing. The sheer number of options and submods means no two campaigns have to play the same, and you can fine-tune the balance to hit that sweet spot between fun and challenge. Speaking of challenge, the campaign AI has had a huge overhaul with this mod as well. Factions don't just sit back and defend anymore, they'll expand, build, and actively threaten your borders. They can break alliances, coordinate with allies, and launch invasions that feel far more deliberate than in vanilla. On higher difficulties especially, this creates a snowball effect where AI factions become real powerhouses if left unchecked. Cities are harder to take, garrisons are stronger, and your enemies will no longer hesitate to bring multiple armies against you. So essentially, Wars of the Gods truly rewards players who plan ahead rather than just react. And yet, for all this scale and detail, the campaign still captures the spirit of the original Rome Total War. It's about expansion first and foremost, raising armies, conquering provinces, building an empire through war. Political mechanics and micromanagement are present, of course, but not overwhelming, keeping the focus firmly on Total War conquest. This is where the mod really differentiates itself from the other big mod for Rome 2, Dividend Impera. DEI is about historical depth and realism, while Wars of the Gods is about scale, freedom, and the raw joy of building an empire in the most Total War way possible. On the battlefield side of things, Wars of the Gods wastes no time showing you that it's a very different experience from vanilla Rome 2 or DEI as well. Battles are faster and more decisive than DEI, but they're not the chaotic blobs of vanilla either. They're somewhere in between. Units hold their ground longer, morale is tougher, fatigue plays a bigger role, but when momentum shifts, it shifts quickly. A single flank, a cavalry charge, or a collapsed line can send things spiraling, which gives every clash that edge of your seat unpredictability. The battle AI here is also one of the biggest standouts, so thanks to Bran Macborn's work, enemy armies aren't just more aggressive, they're smarter, they hold their formations, use flanking more consistently, and will even disengage to regroup before trying to attack you again. You'll often see them probe for weak spots instead of just charging head-on, and when you think you've got them locked down, they'll pull back and hit you from a different angle. It's the kind of battlefield behavior from the AI that makes each fight feel alive, and far closer to what you'd expect from a human opponent. Units don't shatter instantly, but they also don't stick around forever either. If your line gets flanked or your general falls, expect the cracks to show quickly. Also, fatigue drains very fast in battle as well, meaning you can't just keep units in constant combat without paying for it later. What that means is lighter troops like light cav or skirmishers are much more dangerous in the battle, as they can manage their fatigue much better than other kinds. For me though, the battles really shine visually. With over 1,500 units added to the game, every clash feels fresh. Roman armies in particular have been completely reworked, with Hastati, Principes, and Triarii returning to force, but now joined by a wide range of auxiliaries and specialized units. Armor, weapons, and shields vary across soldiers and different cultures, making armies look less like carbon copies and more like the diverse forces they should be. And when two large armies collide, the mix of unit types, colors, and animations really makes the battle feel like an epic clash of empires. Compared to Divide and Impera, the difference in philosophy is clear. DEI's battles are long, grinding affairs that emphasize attrition and careful maneuvering. Wars of the Gods, meanwhile, keeps the pace faster and closer to the original Rome Total War. Engagements are still tactical and challenging, but they don't overstay their welcome. Instead, they hit hard, punish mistakes quickly, and reward decisive action. For players who want a balance between weighty realism and quick cinematic intensity, Wars of the Gods strikes a really great middle ground. And just like in the campaign, the AI's aggression keeps you on your toes as well. Don't expect easy wins. The AI fields balanced armies, knows when to press an advantage, and often fights to the last man. Cities are tougher to siege, garrisons put up a real resistance, and you'll need to commit serious resources to major offensives. Every victory feels earned, every defeat stings, exactly how Total War battles should be. If you directly compare the mod to Vanilla Rome 2, Wars of the Gods is a night and day difference. Vanilla is approachable, but often too forgiving with predictable AI and limited variety. Wars of the Gods keeps that accessibility while layering in more aggression, more challenge, and far more depth. The sheer number of playable factions, unit rosters, and campaign options makes Vanilla feel bare bones in comparison, and it gives every campaign a sense of unpredictability and scale that's missing in the base game. Overall, I'd say Wars of the Gods is a stellar mod to try for Rome 2. The AI is sharper, the battles are bloodier, the sheer visual and faction diversity makes every campaign feel fresh. It's less about micromanaging every province and more about conquering, expanding, and fighting epic wars. DEI is still the go-to for deep historical detail, but if you're looking for Rome 2 to feel like a true modern successor to the original Rome Total War, Wars of the Gods is the mod that delivers. If you're after variety, challenge, and a Rome 2 experience that keeps you constantly on your toes, this mod is absolutely worth your time. And don't forget, the submods give you the freedom to shape the campaign exactly how you want it, which is where a lot of the replayability comes in. Either way, I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative, and if you don't own Rome 2 Total War, then get it on a massive discount using my instant gaming link below as well. Let me know what you think of the Wars of the Gods mod in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.